Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning. This is the final class or discussion reading of 2024, and I'm just ending with some prayers that we were discussing last week, and we showed, or it was discussed how the Pumsavana prayers, what power. It's actually more not prayers as much as to do so many restrictions and things, following a procedure that was really useful in the end, and it really worked as it was expected. So let's continue from there. So Maharaj Parikshit said, "My dear Lord, you have already spoken about the Pumsavana vow. Now I want to hear about it in detail. For I understand that by observing this vow, one can please the Supreme Lord Vishnu." So Sukadeva Goswami said, on the first day of the bright fortnight of the month of November, between November and December, it's called the Agrayan month. Following the instructions of her husband, a woman should begin this regulative devotional service with a vow of penance, for it can fulfill all one's desires. Before beginning the worship of Lord Vishnu, the woman should hear the story of how the Maruts were born. So that's the 49 Maruts we discussed last week. Under the instructions of qualified Brahmins, in the morning she should wash her teeth, bathe and dress herself with white cloth and ornaments, and before taking breakfast, she should worship Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi. So let's do a quick prayer. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mukham Kuroti Vachalam Pangyum Langyatagrim Yat Kirpatam Mandeshi Gurun Din Taranam Brahmananda Madhvam Narayam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Sasudhyasam Tato Jay Madhuriyat Nashtapreshu Abdureshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Neshtiki. So she should then pray to the Lord as follows. My dear Lord, you are full in all opulences, but I don't beg you for opulence. I simply offer my respectful obeisance unto you. You are the husband and master of Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, who has all opulences. Therefore, you are the master of all mystic yoga. I simply offer my obeisances unto you. So we don't ask for opulences because they are obstacle in our bhakti. So don't ask for anything that could be obstacle. A devotee knows how to appreciate the Supreme Personality Godhead. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purn Udichitte Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vishishyate. The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. And because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as the phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself, because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him. So you would think that when you take something out of something, that should minus that whatever's been taken out. But in the case of the Lord, he still remains complete, no matter how much you take away. Therefore, to take shelter of the Supreme Lord is required. Whatever a devotee needs will be supplied by the complete Supreme Personality Godhead. Isham Nitya Vyuktanam Yoga Shemam Vahami Ham. Therefore, a pure devotee will not ask anything from the Lord. He simply offers the Lord his respectful obeisances, and the Lord is prepared to accept whatever the devotee can secure to worship him. So whatever you're capable of, whatever your capacity, you can worship the Lord within that, because the Lord does not look at what you are giving him. So if you're a billionaire and you give a million, so be it. So, and if you're poor and you give patram pushpam phalam toyam, that's same thing, really. So relative, right? So Krishna looks at not what you're giving him, is what you're holding back. So if you're a billionaire and you give 1 million, you're holding back a lot, right? For a poor man, just to give Patra Pushpa Phalam might be is, that's all he's got. So when we see that example of so many acharyas in the past, that they had nothing, they were like mendicants, beggars, and they just gave, what they could, and because that's all they had in their possession. So therefore, a pure devotee will not ask anything from the Lord. He simply offers the Lord his respectful obeisances, and the Lord is prepared to accept whatever the devotee can secure to worship him, even patram pushpam phalam toyam, leaf, flower, fruit, or water. There is no need to artificially exert oneself. It is better to be plain and simple and be respectful obeisances. Offer to the Lord whatever one can secure. The Lord is completely able to bless the devotee with all opulences. The Lord really doesn't need anything from us. There's nothing we can give the Lord. He has everything. Everything comes from Him in the first place. O my Lord, because you are endowed with causeless mercy, all opulences, all prowess, and all glories, strength and transcendental qualities, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of everyone. So Srila Prabhupada explains that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is endowed with all six opulences in full, and moreover, he is extremely kind to his devotees. Although he is full in himself, he nonetheless wants all the living entities to surrender unto him so that they may engage in his service. Thus he becomes satisfied. Although he is full in himself, he nonetheless becomes pleased when these devotees offer him patra pushpam phalam toyam, a leaf, flower, fruit, or water in devotion. So is the attention or intention behind the offering that's the important thing. This is what the Lord is looking for. What you're offering him is irrelevant. Is the intention. Sometimes the Lord, as a child of Mother Yashoda, requests his devotees for some food as if he were hungry. Sometimes he tells his devotees in a dream that his temple and his garden are now very old and that he cannot enjoy them very nicely. Thus he requests the devotee to repair them. Sometimes he's buried in the earth and as if unable to come out himself, he requests his devotee to rescue him. So that's his pastime. Sometimes he requests the devotee to preach his glories all over the world. And although he alone is quite competent to perform this task, even though the Supreme Personality of Godhead is endowed with all possessions and is self-sufficient, he depends on his devotees. Therefore, the relationship of the Lord with his devotee is extremely confidential. Only the devotee can perceive how the Lord, although full in himself, depends on his devotee for some particular work. And this is explained in Bhagavad-Gita 11:33, where the Lord tells Arjun, Nimitta matram bhav sabhyaschin. O Arjun, merely be an instrument in the fight. Lord Krishna had the competence to win the battle of Kurukshetra, but nonetheless he induced his devotee Arjun to fight and become the cause of victory. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was quite competent enough to spread his name and mission all over the world, but still he depended upon his devotee to do the task, or do the work. Considering all these points, the most important aspect of the Supreme Lord's self-sufficiency is that he depends on his devotees. This is called his causeless mercy. So he depends on us. That's his mercy. If he accepts, flower leaf, that's his mercy. The devotee who has perceived this causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by realization can understand the master and the servant. So just give me 1 second, please. Okay. Continue. So after profusely offering obeisances unto Lord Vishnu, the devotee should offer respectful obeisances unto Mother Lakshmi, the gods of fortune, and praise follows. O wife of Lord Vishnu, O internal energy of Lord Vishnu, you are as good as Lord Vishnu himself, for you have all his qualities and opulences. O gods of fortune, please be kind to me. O mother of the entire world, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. So the Lord has multifarious potencies. Rasya Shakti Vivideva Shriyate. Since Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is the Lord's very precious potency, she's addressed here as Mahamaya. Not Mahamaya, Mahamaya. The word Maya means Shakti. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme, cannot exhibit his power everywhere without his principal energy. It is said, Shakti, Shaktiman, Abheda. The power and the powerful are identical. So there is no power without the powerful. And if you're powerful, then you must have power. So they go side by side. Therefore, Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is the constant companion of Lord Vishnu. It's not the sun and the sunshine. If there's no sunshine, there's no sun. And if there's a sun, then there must be sunshine. Otherwise, there's no meaning to the sun. Therefore, Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is the constant companion of Lord Vishnu. They remain together constantly. One cannot keep Lakshmi in one's home without Lord Vishnu. That's very important. That we don't worship wealth. The Lord must also be there. To think that one can do so is very dangerous. To keep Lakshmi or the riches of the Lord without the service of the Lord is always dangerous, for then Lakshmi becomes the illusionary energy. With Lord Vishnu, however, Lakshmi is the spiritual energy. So it's very careful to keep us in check. No problem with wealth, but it must be connected to the Lord. That's the important thing. Otherwise, we start misusing our wealth in the wrong way. When there's no spirituality, then you be gratifying your senses with that wealth. What else are you going to do with it? And we see people, they're indulging in all sorts of nonsense because they have so much money that they don't know what to do with it. So they have to do something, or they find association or company who are doing some nonsense, and they will join them, with that, and they sort of even start competing in that. So it's very important that if you have wealth, it's utilized in the right way, in a religious, spiritual way. My Lord Vishnu, full in six opulences, you are the best of all enjoyers and the most powerful. O husband of Mother Lakshmi, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are accompanied by many associates, such like Vishvakasena. I offer all the paraphernalia for worshipping you. One should chant the mantra every day with great attention while worshipping Lord Vishnu with all paraphernalia, such as water for washing his feet, hands and mouth, and water for his bath. One must offer various presentations for his worship, such as garments, a sacred thread, ornaments, scents, flowers, incense, and lamps. So Shukdev Goswami continues. After worshiping the Lord with all the paraphernalia mentioned above, one should chant the following mantra while offering 12 oblations of ghee on the sacred fire. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahavibhuti Pate Swaha. If one desires all opulences, his duty is to daily worship Lord Vishnu with his wife, Lakshmi. With great devotion, one should worship him according to the above-mentioned process. Lord Vishnu and the goddess of fortune are an immensely powerful combination. They are the bestowers of benedictions and the sources of all good fortune. Therefore, the duty of everyone is to worship Lakshmi Narayan. Now, this is the thing, because we're always thinking, worship Lakshmi, worship Lakshmi. This is what we do. If you want wealth, you worship Lakshmi. Who has wealth? Lakshmi. But actually, is Lakshmi Narayan, them together. That's the right kind of wealth. So if you worship Lakshmi, then Narayan must also be in the picture. So wealth is with Lakshmi Narayan, not, it's goddess of fortune, but then the god must be there as well, not just the goddess of fortune. One should offer obeisance unto the Lord with a mind humble through devotion, while offering downwards by falling on the ground like a rod. One should chant the above mantra 10 times, then one should chant the following prayer. My Lord Vishnu and the Mother Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, you are the proprietors of the entire creation. Indeed, you are the cause of the creation. Mother Lakshmi is extremely difficult to understand because she's so powerful that the jurisdiction of her power is difficult to overcome. Mother Lakshmi is represented in the material world as the external energy, but actually she is always the internal energy of the Lord. Because Durga Mata, she is the external energy, not the internal energy. My Lord, you are the master of energy, and therefore you are the supreme person. You are sacrifice personified. Lakshmi, the embodiment of spiritual activities, is the original form of worship offered unto you, whereas you are the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Mother Lakshmi, who's here, is a reservoir of all spiritual qualities, whereas you manifest and enjoy all these qualities. Indeed, you are actually the enjoyer of everything. So Krishna basically enjoys his energies as well, right? You live, and we are also his energies, his marginal energies. So Krishna likes to enjoy all his energies. You live as the super soul of all living entities, and the goddess of fortune is the form of their bodies, senses, and minds. She also has a holy name and form, whereas you are the sport of all such names and forms and the cause for their manifestation. So Krishna is the cause of all causes. You are both the supreme rulers and benedictors of the three worlds. Therefore, my Lord, Uttam Shloka, may my ambitions be fulfilled by your grace. So, Sri Shukadeva Goswami continues. Thus, one should worship Lord Vishnu, who is known as Shri Nivas, along with Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, by offering prayers according to the process mentioned above. After removing all the paraphernalia of worship, one should offer them water to wash their hands and mouths, and then one should worship them again. So it's quite a bit of process, especially if it's done like over a year. You can imagine, no wonder Diti was quite exhausted by the end because there's a lot of, it's quite involved. Therefore, with devotion and humility, one should offer praise to the Lord and Mother Lakshmi. Then one should smell the remnants of the food offered and then again worship the Lord and Lakshmi ji. Accepting her husband as a representative of the Supreme Person, a wife should worship him with unalloyed devotion by offering him prasad. The husband, being very pleased with his wife, should engage himself in the affairs of his family. Between the husband and wife, one person is sufficient to execute his devotion service. So we are worshipping here in this prayer a husband and wife, and on the other side it's the husband and wife who are involved directly or indirectly. Where he says that one person is sufficient to execute this devotion service. Because of the good relationship, both of them will enjoy the result. So this is interesting because normally they say that whatever the husband does, the wife will get half the benefit. But here it says even the wife could do this service and the husband will also get the benefit from that. Interesting. Therefore, if the wife is unable to execute this process, the husband should carefully do so, and the faithful wife will share the result. So either way, it can benefit. One should accept this Vishnu Vrat, which is a vow in devotion service, and should not deviate from its execution to engage in anything else. By offering the remnants of prasad, flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and ornaments, one should daily worship the brahmanas and worship women who peacefully live with their husbands and children. Every day, the wife must continue following the regulative principles to worship Lord Vishnu with great devotion. Thereafter, Lord Vishnu should be laid in his bed and then one should take prasad. In this way, husband and wife will be purified and will have their desires fulfilled. Yeah, so Diti was asking for a boon here. She wanted a son who could kill Indra. So she was doing this prayer at that time. So the chaste wife must perform such a devotional service continuously for 1 year, which she did. And after 1 year passes, she should fast on the full moon day in the month of Kartik, which is between October and November. On the morning of the next day, one should wash oneself, and after worshipping Lord Krishna as before, one should cook as one cooks for festivals as stated in the Griha Sutras. Sweet rice should be cooked with ghee, and with this preparation, the husband should offer oblations to the fire 12 times. Thereafter, I should satisfy the Brahmas. When the satisfied Brahmins bestow their blessings, he should devoutly offer them respectful obeisances with his head, and with their permission, he should take prasad. So the Brahmanas are involved as well. It's very important to take their blessings, seems. Before taking his meal, the husband must first seat the acharya comfortably, and along with his relatives and friends should control his speech and offer prasad to the guru. Then the wife should eat the remnants of the oblations of sweet rice cooked with ghee. Eating the remnants ensures a learned, devoted son and all good fortune. If this vow ritualistic ceremony is observed according to the description of Shastra, even in this life, a man will be able to achieve all the benedictions he desires from the Lord. A wife who performs this ritualistic ceremony will surely receive good fortune, opulence, sons, a long-living husband, a good reputation, and a good home. If an unmarried girl observes this vrat, she will be able to get a very good husband. If a woman who is a vira, who has no husband or son, executes this ritualistic ceremony, she can be promoted to the spiritual world. Okay, so a woman whose children have died after birth can get a child with a long duration of life and also become very fortunate in possessing wealth. If a woman is unfortunate, she will become fortunate, and if ugly, she will become beautiful. By observing this vrat, a diseased man can gain relief from his disease and have an able body with which to work. If one recites this narration while offering oblations to the pitas and demigods, especially during the Shraddha ceremony, the demigods and inhabitants of Pitralok will be extremely pleased with him and bestow upon him the fulfillment of all desires. After one performs the ritualistic ceremony, Lord Vishnu and his wife, Mother Lakshmi, the gods of fortune, are very pleased with him. O King Parikshit, now I have completely described how Diti performed this ceremony and had good children, the Maruts, and a happy life. I have tried to explain this to you as elaborately as possible. So Maharaj Parikshit wanted to know more about this ceremony or the vow that Diti followed, and trying to understand what was going on. So they're worshipping Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi. We, as being Krishna consciousness, or here International Krishna, we worship Krishna directly, not because we want to go to Goloka. We have opportunity in this lifetime, and Krishna will, when we are chanting, following all the rective principles, that is our vow. It's not just for 1 year; it's for life. We're following everything. We're chanting for life. We are following the process for life. We are the spiritually law-abiding citizens of Krishna. Then He will give us everything we need. That everything will be useful to us. It's no good asking opulence that maybe not become an obstacle because we want to enjoy it in a different way, or have children that may not be conducive to our bhakti. We don't know, right? How we can only do our best, but we cannot guarantee how children turn out, uh, because they come with their own karma as well, and they were all dominated mode of nature. They are controlled by. So there is no guarantee of anything. So Krishna, when you are Krishna conscious, we get Krishna karma, and he will give us what is good for us, what is right for us. So, but here's an example. Actually, these uh, vows and processes, they give us faith in that the Lord is there, and if we follow the process nicely, we can get results. This is the Vedas are full of these processes in every mode of nature, every mode. There are prayers and processes, yajnas, sacrifices to follow to get a particular result. But that is not the end. That's not the goal of life. This is why Srimad Bhagavatam was written, because goal of life is not to follow the Vedas. Vedas are there because people are on different levels. They're not ready to follow what we are doing, following the four active principles and chanting 16 rounds every day. Not everybody's ready for that, but at least following the process in the Vedas gives them confidence that there is a God there and these processes work. And even if they're looking for processes in the mode of ignorance, they will benefit from that, and they will might move to passion and then goodness, and then try and follow this process. So the Vedas are there to give step-by-step inclination. But in this lifetime, or in the Kali Yuga, our lives, our ages, we don't have that much time. So really, we can't go by stage. We really have to go to, the mode of goodness and start working from there and worship Radha Krishna. Hari Hari Bol. So thank you all so much for joining. Hina Mataji, Madhav Shamsundar Prabhu, Praveen Mataji, and Sarvashri Mataji. Love to hear from you. Hare Krishna. Sarvashri Mataji. Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Well, Diti was given she wasn't given, but he agreed to follow the very severe austerity vow. And she was given mantra to chant was Om Namo Bhagavate Va. Are given to the different purpose, like we got Om Namo Bhagavate, then Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and different kind of mantra. So Diti was given Mahamantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. It means the name Krishna is the son. He is the son of Vasudeva, and it means one can achieve all good results of charity, austerity, and penance. That's why she was given, because Diti was doing the austerity. So that's why she was given Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Same thing, Dhruv Maharaj, he was doing austerity. So Narad Muni gave him that mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And we are given this mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. For so we can have devotion for Krishna. So this is, and some people have a mantra for Lakshmi Narayan if they want opulences, Om Lakshmi Narayan. All this. Diti was given Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva because he's doing very severe vow. And by chanting the Maha Mantra, Krishna, Diti was chanting, but she was doing also devotional service to Krishna, because everything was doing for Krishna. And by observing this vow, Diti was pleasing Supreme Lord. One should pray to the Lord without selfish motive, like sometimes they do take vows for the first that Diti had, that she had a motive. But we should pray without any motive, and that is pure devotional service. And like he said, Anibhelesta Sunyan, Jan Karmadi Anavatam, Anukunulena Krishnanu Salilam Bhakti Uttam. So you have to do your work without the desire of any fruitive results. Like a pure devotee, he will, when he prays, like that is a pure devotion without any motive, and he doesn't ask Lord anything for himself. He simply offers Lord his respectful obeisances and offer what he could give to Krishna, like Krishna said, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, whatever he possesses, he gives to Krishna, and without any expecting any result back. That is pure devotional service. And the Lord is very pleased to reciprocate with the devotees. Whatever what you give, Lord give you back what you want from Krishna. One, because you can have far relationship with Krishna, with, like they say, Santa and Vatsala, like parent. You can have friendship like Arjuna did, and Seven like Hanumanji, and Madhuri Ras like Gopi. So you can have any relation with the try to have a relationship with Krishna, but we are mostly we are thinking we have relationship of servant das or dasi. We like to serve Krishna. Krishna is master, and we thinking of ourselves with servant. If one desires all appearances, he should worship Lord Vishnu with Lakshmi Narayan. Like if you want some appearances, then and Vishnu is non different from Krishna. And by doing vows and sacrifice for Krishna, one cleansed of sinful activities. What we have got sinful activities by doing all these sacrifices and vows, you will clean that. And you will reach your supreme goal. And Lord Krishna, he's the enjoyer of everything, all the appearances. He says in Bhagavad-Gita himself, no other person says, no Lord Brahma or Lord Vishnu, nobody says that I'm enjoyer of everything. Only Krishna, because he's Supreme Personality of Godhead. He said in Bhagavad-Gita, Bhoktaram Samlok Maheshwaram. He's the enjoyer of everything, all sacrifices, all austerity of planets, and his every living entities and all demigods. So Krishna is everything. So whatever we do, whatever sacrifice, whatever we do it for Krishna, not for our any motive that we will get this thing, we will get that thing. Usually people, 90% people, they do vows and sacrifices for their own benefit. If they want anything for them, they do it. But did it in such a way that it was devotional, more or less devotional service to Krishna, and she was purified. And they say, if you do this, then you will get all appearances, you will get devotion for Krishna, everything you will get in your life. So we are doing our sacrifice by what is in Kali Yuga, for Kali Yuga, the chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That's the best thing, was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then by our Guru, and all the angel this succession. So that we should follow the all the devotees who have been doing devotional service to Krishna, and then we can achieve the goal, and we can go back to the Godhead. Or not, then we can be born in a nice place where we can continue our devotion. We've seen so many times with children, they are born and they recite the mantras, and they start preaching. So that means they were pure devotees, and somehow they couldn't go to Krishna Lok, but they were given the chance, to start the devotional service, and then in this life, I think they can go back to Godhead. Krishna gives us chance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much. So, yeah, so our bhakti means no agenda. It should be pure, and then only it's useful or it's most effective. Bhakti is always effective, but if it's pure, then it's a lot more effective. And that's what we're looking for. And we thank Srila Prabhupada for giving us all this knowledge. Because we would know otherwise. There is no way we could work this out because we all go to temples to ask something. We most people belief is that God is there to supply us with our demands. We always when we go why we go temple we go to temple. To my karmis here, we go to temple to ask something. Some ask some benefit or we have some problem. Please solve this. Please solve that. And we try and bribe God with some some money, and maybe we take some flowers or some milk or some supply. Like we're offering 5, 10, 20 pounds goods and we asking big favors back from him because we think, oh, well, God will give us anyway. It's very easy for him. So that's far as our relationship is concerned with God. And, I'm speaking for myself and my family as well. This is what we always saying that people just trying to bribe God. They're not saying what can I do for you? Is saying, God, what can you do for me? I've come to temple. What can you do for me? So that's how we just think is because he's our father, we can ask for anything, but we don't have any responsibilities towards him. It's like that. So thank you. Yeah, I mean, we didn't know these three Vishnus before we came to Krishna consciousness with Vishnu, Narayan, just one, but there's three Vishnus. There's Paramatma and there's Karandaksha Vishnu where everything's emanating from him, all the planets and that. And then you have Garbhodaksha Vishnu, who is the super soul of the universe, and the Brahma is coming sprouting from his navel. So like that, we had no idea. We probably would have never known. So thank you, Prabhupada, for that. Thank you, Mataji. Hina Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much. Just want to say thank you to you and all the devotees. I think I've just learned so much from everybody through these classes. So thank you and thank you. Looking forward to next year. Thank you so much. That's very nice points. I particularly like what you said at the beginning of the class about God being absolute and therefore everything he creates is also complete and perfect. And it reminded me of a debate I got into with an atheist once, and he was arguing that the human eye has got some kind of flaw. And I was arguing, actually, no, your understanding and your knowledge is not complete about this flaw that he was calling out about the human eye. And I was saying that no, you fail to understand something. You don't fully understand this issue. And then my argument was actually there's no flaw with the human eye. It's perfectly created because God's the designer behind it. So that was my point. Essentially just made me think about how nobody can ever really point fingers or point out any flaws with God's creation. It's absolutely perfect. It's just how we fail to understand it fully sometimes, especially from a materialistic perspective or medical perspective. Our understanding is flawed, not God's creation, essentially. And then the point about Lakshmi and how she's always engaged in the Lord's worship, and therefore we should always engage our own Lakshmi in the Lord's service as well. And that's the wisest, smartest way to use it rather than for our own sense gratification. And that we shouldn't leave Lord Narayan out of any worship that we do to Lakshmi. They should be worshipped together. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you. Purvi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the class. Very nice realization by both Mataji's. I've got nothing really to add. We are very fortunate to have association of everyone, what Srila Prabhupada has given us. And really looking forward to next year. Was to have better understanding. Hare Krishna Prabhupada, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Yeah, we've been doing this now for a while now, and to be honest, what Prabhupada has given us is so huge, is so vast that we haven't even touched the surface yet. This is how amazing this knowledge is. We haven't even touched, and we haven't, like, they say Vedas are very, there's like so many books involved, and so many poems and etc. Like we need like 3 lifetimes at least to just to read them, never mind understand them, right? So like that. And we are just talking about Bhagavad-Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Amrita. And like we can spend 5-10 years and it's still not touch the surface, because this knowledge is so deep that we're still floating on top, and we have so much to learn. Amazing. Rajna, you want to say?
Hare Krishna, everyone. Yeah, with the festive season now we are in the festive season at the moment. The cold, yes, we all can feel it. I saw this in red skies and I was thinking, looks like snow is on the way in some parts. And this is all Krishna, isn't it? A few months ago, we were like, oh, it's so warm, so hot today. What we are going to offer to the Lord today, because it's a very hot day. And then sometimes it's a rainy day, and then autumn comes. So similarly, our souls, they have been traveling through so many lives after lives. And listening to this class today, I was thinking, our souls have desired so much in these lifetimes. They want this, they want that, and still hankering for more and more. And no wonder we are troubled, because after coming to Krishna consciousness, we have been told that we have been going through different species with so many desires, because in each species, different requirements of the body are there. So that species asking for something different. And just imagine 8.4 million lifetimes of desire stuck in our soul. No wonder we are troubled. When I think like that some days, when sometimes I'm able to just ponder, I'm thinking, no wonder we are so troubled. And on top of that, 3 modes, they are at our, they're following us, they're monitoring us from this hour to that hour is goodness, then it's passion, then it's ignorance, and the cycle repeats and repeats. And look at our bodies. We are innocent babies when we are born, helpless. And then when we become teenagers, when the hormones kick in, same happy-go-lucky, blissful person becomes miserable. And these days, unfortunately, you see when kids are like 7, 8, because of technology and so much, rubbish available to them, they become teenagers so quickly. So it's unfortunate, as the Kali Yuga is progressing, that innocence which we used to have till the age of 12 is robbed from the kids earlier. And actually, we can see how the Kali Yuga is progressing. We are saying, oh, so much advancement, so much science has progressed. Look, WhatsApp is in our hands now. We can just get video call anywhere and everywhere, in the house, outside, traveling. So this is not great. And I think soon the time will come when we'll have all the chips in our body. We don't even have to get the data or anything. And karmis, they will, and the people in the society who sell us these so-called advancements in technology and prosperity and this and that, they just fool innocent people. It's only thanks to our acharyas and thanks to Srila Prabhupada, who left the spiritual world and came to this world to help morons like us, idiots like me. And, people are innocent, but they are tricked by the people who are in power, who are in the mode of passion, who are governing, who are ruling. They have been just tricked by those people. Oh, you do this, more taxes coming in. I was reading yesterday, water bills will go up. I was thinking, people are already troubled, and what you guys are doing is giving them more trouble instead of making their lives easy. And what we have been doing is absolutely rubbish, and thanks to Srila Prabhupada, rubbish in all the lives. I will vouch for myself. I'm not saying to anyone, but I've been stupid. I've been doing rubbish things life after life after life. But now that I've got this human birth, and okay, I didn't come to Krishna consciousness as a teenager or in my 20s or even my 30s, but still I'm grateful to Lord that whenever my time came and whenever He said that it was the right time for me to come to Krishna consciousness, I came. And like Narayan Keshav Prabhu was saying, I still, no, I'm sure all of you feel the same. I'm sure Sarvashri Mataji also feels the same, that even after reading so many times Bhagavatam Mataji's read, I can imagine she must be thinking that every time I read, something new is coming, new realization is coming. I feel the same, that I haven't even touched the surface of any of the knowledge Srila Prabhupada has given, any of the purports he has given. Every time I touch any purport, I think, oh God, what I was reading last time, I never understood it properly. Maybe I understand it a little bit better now. So I just hope that Krishna can help all of us here on this Zoom meeting and bless all the others in this world as well, not just us, because we all have to go back together. Gauranga Mahaprabhu wants all of us to come and bring loads of us behind us, because we are part and parcel of him. And this consciousness which he has given to us now, Srila Prabhupada, like Srila Prabhupada always used to say to his disciples, that I'm always praying that I don't go down. And let us also have that mood of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, whatever happens, just make sure that we don't fall down from this level. Raise us, even if it is millimeter by millimeter, year after year, so that we can serve you. We can serve you and we can be helpful to you until we are alive on this planet. And after our time comes up, our time is up, Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, all the Acharyas, all the Goswamis, and the Vaishnavas, please, please, please make sure that we are able to continue this service. I used to say earlier on that I don't want to take birth again, but now I say, okay, Krishna, your will is my will. Whatever you have decided for me, I'm very, very happy for it. You know, these 4.9 years since we started in 2020, these classes, they've just flown by. And when they started, I used to feel that, oh God, it's so difficult to make some points, do some discussions. And I used to really appreciate the people who give nice classes, nice realizations. But after these 4.9 years, you know, since 2020 March, it seems to me today that now finally all of us have at least come to some kind of level that we can start verse by verse discussion of this Amala Puran, Srimad Bhagavatam from next year. And like all of you, I'm really, really looking forward to that. And just pray to Krishna, pray to Srila Prabhupada, pray to our Guru Maharaj and all the Shiksha Gurus and Diksha Gurus and Vaishnavas that please, please, please help us in helping others, and help us in sharing our personal realizations, not just, you know, just picking up from this class and that class. You know, this is what we all did in the beginning, just pick up this point or that point from some class. But Krishna, please give us our own personal realizations, because they are the ones which Prabhupada wanted us to have. Prabhupada used to say, read, hear, and try to say in your own words, you know, just exactly like what we do in the Karmi exams. They say, don't do plagiarism. And similarly, Prabhupada wanted us to do. And I'm really fortunate that I am in the association of all of you. Doesn't matter, sometimes it's 4 of us, 5 of us. We've had times when there were like 12 of us also here. And whoever is ready will be allowed the entry into any particular association. This is what, because we are all doing according to our own level. So let's see how the things pan out in the new year. And I'm just hoping that it will be wonderful, and looking forward to 2025. And I wish you all a very, very happy, peaceful, restful, and full of bliss and serve your deities at home, do kirtan, and yes, enjoy with the family and friends. And we will see you in New Year 2025 January. Hare Krishna.
Sure. Thank you. Yes, wishing you all a very nourishing, enriching 2025, and hope to grow together spiritually. So let's do a couple of nice rounds. Swashi Mataji, let's begin. Praveen Mataji.
Quickly, I just want to say that please forgive us, especially me, if I have caused any offenses to any of you during these sessions, in person, in the sanghas or anywhere, because I'm still a learner, still a kindergarten student in Srila Prabhupada's movement. So, Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.